Hello to my Gems family. How are you doing? Happy Monday. Happy new week. I hope everybody's doing absolutely amazing. I know sometimes on Mondays it can be very exhausting, very tiring, but I just wanted to come in, tap in, see how you guys are doing. I hope everybody had a good weekend. You got to relax, rest, restore. But I wanted to come in basically and talk about, Monday, the Monday grind, and, allowing yourself to step into a new mode, step into new purposes and opening doors, because sometimes doors will be closed to us because we've closed them off in our mind. And I don't know, but I felt like somebody really needed to hear this sort of encouragement because sometimes we get into those spaces to where you're going through things in your personal life and you could be really stressed out. But this Monday, this week, I want you to really focus on resetting and reshifting your mind because we are what we believe. We are what we think about ourselves. And if we believe we're stuck, we believe we're miserable, we believe we're unhappy, we believe that nothing will ever change and that this will always be our circumstance, or we'll never have friends, or people don't like us, that our business isn't going to work or whatever. We are what we think. We are what we speak about. We are what we believe. We are what we do. And those words, they come out of our mouth, they go into the air, they go into the atmosphere, and they come back to us. So we have to really be careful about what we say about ourselves. We only want to speak about positive things about ourselves, even though, come on, let's be realistic. We don't always feel positive. We don't always have the best circumstance. Sometimes you don't even feel good. Like, you're not feeling your best self, or you're going through some situations that can be really difficult. But I did want to come on in to give some encouragement and to say that, especially on Monday when motivation is lacking and you're just not feeling like your best self, you don't feel like, doing what you need to do. You don't feel like working or dealing with other people and their attitudes because let's be honest, sometimes we have our own attitude and we really don't feel like dealing with other people, but still continue on, still keep going, still challenge the societal norms, because most people, it's normal for them to just have this bad attitude. But I always want to talk about how we can shift our mindset, shift our focus, shift the possibilities for us, because possibilities are endless. We can have some great things, we can have some changes happen to us in our life, greatness can happen for us, to you and through you, but you have to first want some changes and be willing to do something to make your life different. Um, and I am in a process of doing that myself. I can't speak for you in your life, but I only speak about the things that I am actively pursuing, actively going for. So I want to say that to my GEMS family. Your life is what you make it. And I do understand sometimes we don't feel like any good things are happening to us. You kind of get in the mode of being discouraged, or because things aren't going as fast as we want them to go. Oh, I didn't even see anybody in the chat. I'm sorry. Hey, Joshua, how are you doing? Welcome. Happy Monday. Hey, Miss Nancy, how are you doing? Welcome. Yes, absolutely. You know, and that's one of the things that kind of will get discouraging when Maybe if your health is not in the best mode, if your finances is not in the best mode, if you don't have friends, if your business isn't growing how you want it to grow, or you don't have the relationship that you want to with friends, with family, even romantically, things are not going the way you want it to go, but it doesn't mean that it's going to stay that way. I feel like somebody needed to hear that, just because whatever is happening to you in your life at the present moment, it doesn't mean that it's always going to be that way. Be encouraged in that. You know, our mind really likes to really fixate on what we don't have, who is doing wrong to us, or the things that is not going as we want it to go, right? But just because it may not be going the way you want it to go, it doesn't mean that things aren't being fixed. Your path isn't being cleared. Things aren't being opened up, you know. Things can happen just at a moment's notice, but you just have to be ready for them. So keep the promise to yourself. Believe in yourself. Be confident that no matter what, even when people may leave your life, backstab you, not treat you in the best way possible. Maybe you don't feel good. Maybe your health, maybe your finances is lacking. Maybe you got some issues, sadness, depression, feelings of worthlessness. It's a lot of things that can happen to us as humans, and you may not tell other people of your problems and your issues, and you don't have to. But you know your struggle. But I just wanted to say to you all that words have power. Words can shift your day, your month, even the trajectory of your life. You can elevate when you make a choice to start telling yourself, I'm going to elevate. I am successful. I am powerful. I speak life into myself. I am well. I am healthy. You know, I'm positive. Great things are happening. Changes are coming into my life. I'm going to have everything that I'm supposed to have. And when I went about doing that in my life really and truly started shifting. When you tell yourself that your life is miserable, you're unhappy, nobody likes you, that is what you're going to manifest. That's what you're going to be thinking of, fixating on, and it will really put you in a dark hole. So I just wanted to say to somebody, who needs to hear this on this Monday, that even if, you're struggling financially, even if you're going through some mental health issues, maybe if you don't feel supported, you're not where you want to be, it doesn't mean that just like that, just a snap of a finger, at a blink of an eye, your life can't shift just like that. But it has to start with our mind, okay? Yes, life is what you make it, Nancy, right? So true. Hi, Ruthie. How are you doing? Welcome. How's everybody doing? Hi, Lara. How are you doing? Welcome. Please make sure to hit the like on coming in, everybody. I appreciate you all. I did want to say that to everybody. Make sure that you are putting in the work into yourself. I'm doing great, Lara. How are you? Make sure you're putting in the work into yourself. And I know that sometimes we don't feel like putting in work into ourselves. We want to have that pity party. We want to feel sorry for ourselves. We want to, feel like life isn't going to shift and change. Yes, I'm doing great, Ruthie. Thank you so much for asking. I'm glad you guys are well too, because that really matters. It really does matter how my GEMS family is doing, because you all support me so much. So I wanted you all to know that I support you too. Anybody who's going through something today, anybody who is struggling with something, I want you to know that it's okay to feel that way. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to be upset. It's okay to be sad, to be angry. to look at yourself and be honest with yourself. I need to take better care of my health. I need to eat better. I need to shift my mindset. I need to focus on positive things. I need to work on gratitude and appreciation. I need to be a better friend to myself. All of those things. Um, all of those things are important because our day is not going to go well if we don't speak over it. There's power in the tongue. The tongue has so much power. It can heal, it can elevate, it can strengthen, it can make you feel courageous. You can speak victory over your life just by the words that you say to yourself. I'm happy, I'm healed, I'm courageous, I'm powerful, I'm strong, I'm mighty, I'm loved, I'm blessed. There is power in the tongue, okay? Yes. Yes, respect to all. Yes. And that's something that is so very important, okay? Yes. Yes, and everything. I always say that all the time, in everything. You know, I know that not everybody is a person of faith, but I cannot talk about life with Marlene without talking about faith. My faith is what wakes me up every day. It encourages me. It helps me to navigate challenges, dark moments, sadness, when I'm struggling, when I don't understand things, when I'm having issues, when people get on my nerves. It gets me through everything. And I say, in everything, praise God, in everything. And I'm grateful every day. So those of you who are like-minded in faith, I encourage you to lean on your faith and to be encouraged and to not give up. Lean on faith, lean on your strength, and also don't discount getting into God's word. Don't discount friendships. Don't discount talking about what you're going through with people who you trust. I don't mean everybody. I mean, people you trust, people who have shown by their actions that they are going to be supportive, they're going to be understanding, they give you good advice. I think that's so important. Yes, thank God for new mercies and new opportunities every day. And that's right, Miss Nancy. Every day we have new opportunities. Yes, there's challenges, but I love to turn my challenges into opportunities. And I say this all the time. I've said it to my friends. I say it when I do coaching with people. Everything is how you choose to look at it. You can use your darkest hour, your darkest moments when somebody has backstabbed you and brought you pain into your life, and you can turn that pain into your power. You can turn that pain into, starting a business, start doing something productive with it. But it's all about how we show up with that energy. Are we going to choose to take that negativity, that backstabbing, that pain, and that hurt and go toe to toe with them, go back and forth? They said something mean, so I'm going to say something mean. Everything is how you choose to show up, how you choose to speak. And are you going to speak love? Are you going to speak upliftment, elevation, victory? Even when somebody does not treat you in the best way possible, even when people don't show up for you, still show up for yourself, still encourage yourself, still be positive, still do everything you need to, still take care of yourself, even when you don't want to. And I have to tell you all something. There's a lot of days I don't want to get up and exercise. Sometimes I don't want to drink water. I don't want to eat healthy. Sometimes I want to eat, ice cream and cookies and this and a lot of unhealthy food. But I think about, I want to be here. I have people that I need to meet and to reach. So I got to take care of myself so that I can support others. See, I had to learn that I can't be my best self. I can't be there to support, to help, and to be there for people that I care about, people that I love, people that I support without being there for myself. It's not always going to be easy, but sometimes I have to tell myself, push away from that plate. Don't go and get that cookies, that ice cream, that chips. Yes, it may taste good, but we need more. I need more, and I want to say that to you all too. You need more than just that moment of satisfying that craving. You need more. You need your health, you need your strength. And I know that you all want to look at yourself in the mirror and to say, I look good. I don't know about you all, I'm not a vain person, but I like to look at myself in the mirror and see when my waist is slimmer, my stomach is flatter. I like that. It makes me feel good about myself. And then that encourages me even more so to take care of myself even more. So I thought I would say that to somebody who needs to hear it. When we take care of ourselves, it's a cycle. We take care of ourselves, we feel better, we have strength, our mental health is better, we have the energy, we can take care of ourselves, we can exercise, and it goes back around, and we can support others and we can help others too. Okay. Hey, Leonica, good morning. How are you doing? Welcome. Yes, don't give up. Do not give up. And yes, Miss Nancy, we are more than conquerors. And you know, the message for today is that it's not always this big thing that we conquer. Sometimes that conquering is just choosing to not argue with somebody. It's that conquering, that victory can be in small things, like choosing to not argue, choose to not tell somebody off, choose to not be angry, choose to let go, choose to forgive, choose to be happy, and choose to be peaceable. Now, I don't know if you all know the difference between peaceable and peace. See, a person who is peaceable, no matter what the situation, even when the circumstances is not peaceful, when somebody wants to argue, when somebody wants to be, manipulative and talk about you and be very unkind and rude to you, you make the choice to keep peace because peace is inside of you. See, that's a big difference. And I love that for this season in my life, that these days I'm choosing to be peaceable because peace resides in me. And when peace resides inside of you, you make different choices. Even though sometimes, like, ooh, you want to get back at somebody, you want to get some revenge, you want to say something, you want to tell somebody off, you want to tell somebody some 3 and 4 letter words and whatever, you want to go off. But then you take a deep breath and you remember who you are, you remember your maturity, you remember that you've elevated, and you remember that that's somebody's child, that's somebody's mother, daughter, uncle, friend, and then you relax. We need that reminder sometimes that we forget that other people make mistakes just like we do. We all make mistakes. I know I make mistakes so many times in a day that I marvel, like, how could I ever be forgiven? And I make so many mistakes. So, I'm pleading for someone today that is harboring a grudge, that is angry with whoever it is. It could be your kids, it could be a coworker, anybody. We all stumble with our tongue. We all say something unkind, thoughtless. And yes, some people need to work on it because it's immature. It could be a personality trait that people just want to say anything that comes to their mind, anything that comes to their head, and they don't care about how it makes you feel. But this is where compassion, this is where loving kindness, this is where maturity will cause you to say, it's okay. Remember who you are. At those times when somebody says something about me and I know that it's not true, and it's still hurtful, it doesn't stop it from hurting, but This is where you apply compassion. This is where you apply restraint. This is where you apply self love. Know who you are at all times. Yes, we are worthy to succeed. Yeah. And this is a reminder to somebody, no matter what you're going through, no matter what you look like, as we get older, you're going to see some differences in your mind, in your body, in your spirit. Okay. In your mind, maybe you won't be able to remember the things that you still remember, or maybe you'll start seeing some age spots, some wrinkles, or maybe, you'll put on a few pounds, but that doesn't take away from your worth. How many friends you have, the amount of money in your bank account, that doesn't make you worth it. You are worth it just because of who you are, of your story, of your fight, your drive, your personality, your story. And I believe that every single person has a story. Good morning, Doretha. How are you doing? Thank you so much. Yes. Yeah, we have to trust that things will shift. And, I'm not just saying it to myself, I'm saying it to everybody in the sound of my voice this morning. Trust that your life can shift at any time. And I know it's challenging because it is. It is a challenge to trust that things will change, especially when it has to do with grief or with health issues. It's very frustrating sometimes, even very painful. Sometimes it can be lonely, and we can feel that nobody understands, and you'll feel like you're the only one going through this trial. I'm the only one going through this challenge. And it's not true. You're not the only one going through a challenge. You're not the only one going through a difficulty. Yes, take care of yourself. You can only be your best self when you take care of your health. Much love, Lara. Yeah, it is hard. It's hard to make better choices. It's hard to not go off on somebody, because the first thing when somebody says something to you is for you to react, and to not react with kindness and love, but to react by saying a few words. But sometimes the best thing to do is no response. That shows maturity. And a lot of times people think when you don't say something that you're weak. No, it takes more strength. It takes more power to learn how to control your tongue. It takes a lot of power, a lot of fortitude, a lot of inner strength to somebody says something and you just say, know what? I'm not going to even respond, because I know anything I say out of my mouth right now is going to be rude, unkind, or something that I may regret. So that also shows your maturity as well. It shows maturity. It shows that you're growing. And I'm so proud of every single one of my GEMS family that are making better choices, you know, in everything, I celebrate you, and I applaud every single one of you. So this is the time where you have to clap. You have to clap for yourself, and you have to also pat yourself on the back and tell yourself, I'm proud of you that you didn't go off. Maybe you had a problem with anger. Maybe you had an issue with, speaking a lot of profanity. Maybe you were wild. Maybe you were something. I think everybody has something. But as you elevate, as you mature, as you get to know yourself, as you heal and forgive, you realize that you know everybody is human too. I'm imperfect. I sin, I stumble, but then I rise, and you rise every single day. So I congratulate every single one of you. Okay. Yes, Nancy, small victories add up to major wins. And I had no idea before that those small things, like I was talking about earlier, all those little things, they add up. small little nuggets dropping, like when a small victory. Okay, I'm going to choose water instead of that soda. Somebody said something to me, you're like, and you just bite your tongue. That's a time to, you have to say it to yourself. I'm proud of myself. I didn't snap. I didn't go off. I made a healthier choice, or you chose to go for a walk instead of going and getting chips or candy. All of those things. Important. It's very important. Yes, you have to be a peacemaker. And this is something that I did not understand when I was younger. But a peacemaker is not somebody who, you apologize and you forgive, you try your best to have peace. But that making peace, that's for you. That portion, that part is for you, because you've done what you should. Even if another person may not accept your apology, doesn't want to make peace, they want to argue. But, you know, as far as it depends on you, as much as you can, to your extent, you make peace. You do the right thing. You be the good person. As my mother used to say, choose the better portion. So you choose the better portion. Let people do what they're going to do. You just keep doing what you are supposed to do. Yeah. Revenge has no winners. Yes, it's a huge difference, Miss Nancy. I have finally made it to be peaceable regardless of my circumstances. It hasn't been easy to get here, but it is worth it. And it is. It's very worth it to be a peaceable person, to be a peacemaker. So it's like you're always striving to make peace. Now, don't get me wrong, y'all. Don't think that Marlene just walks around and I let people run over me, talk to me any type of way. No, that it still means you check people. It still means you speak up for yourself, but you don't involve yourself in the drama and the gossip. You don't have to convince people of your worth and who you are and what you're about and all those things, because you're confident. You believe in yourself and you love yourself, and that is the difference. Okay. Hey, realist, how are you? Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Happy Monday. I hope you're having a good start to your week. Yes. Yes, no revenge, just love, you know. And that's something that you can't do. You can't have love. Like I hear people say that all the time. They love people. I love you. And it's just something that people just say. It just rolls off people's tongue. I love you. But what is that love going to cause you to do? What is that love going to turn you into? And for me, that's when I make the most application of love. I show that I love myself when somebody does something to me, and I don't seek revenge. I don't seek to, you know, try to justify things. I don't have to convince anybody of my value, of my worth, or wanting to be around me. When I come to that space, that fork in the road, and I realize that somebody just doesn't like me, I realize that I'm not growing in that space. I realize someone is trying to use me, play games with my head or my heart. I just move along, or I simply block somebody. Before, I used to be like, I would give people chances after chances. I would let people run over me, do things to me, and I would always call it because I'm nice. I'm a kind, I'm a good person. But also, we have to use our brain. We have to tap into discernment, as Shay Love always says. Tap into that discernment. Know your power, know your worth, and know that you don't have to keep taking it. Okay, Leonica, thank you so much. Hi, Miss Betty. Welcome in. Yes, it's hard, but there is victory. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is so true. Yes, you still have to stand up for yourself and then you release and move on. You can't change other people's minds or their behaviors. Everyone is responsible for their own actions. Isn't that true? No. I used to, oh man, it was absolutely terrible. It was terrible how I used to just let people do things to me, in all relationships. I don't, it's not just romantic and friendship, with my relatives, on the job, everybody. I would just let people do things to me because I called myself a kind person, because I called myself a spiritual woman. But also in that, you need to tap into discernment, pay attention to people's actions. If people are acting like they don't want to be around you, people are acting like you're an irritant or you're somebody that they don't really care for you or like you, move along. Don't waste your energy on people like that. You're wasting not only their time, but yours as well. And I just wanted to say something about personal growth. Um, that's something that I usually meditate about. I pray about it too, how I can develop into being uh, more courageous, more more in tune with my spirit, with His spirit, and to be led to either go forward or to walk away or even to run and to not waste my time. So I feel like somebody needed to hear that, you know, don't waste your time. I feel that there's somebody who is wasting their time on something, on an endeavor, on a relationship, on something. So stop wasting your time. It's time for you to move along. Yeah. It may be time for you to move along. Yeah. Yeah, don't harbor that resentment, because that resentment, mm, it will keep you in a chokehold. That resentment will make you just, it will put you in such a dark space. And we really don't understand that when somebody keeps our power, we're not able, it keeps you into, like, I don't know, like you'll just be in a dark space, and that person will be over there happy go lucky, smiling, living their life. They don't care you're upset, you're angry. So when you're harboring that resentment and that anger, don't think you're hurting them. When you forgive, when you let go, when you block people, that's for you. It's not for them. And sometimes it is that I had to learn that. I remember when somebody had blocked me a long time ago, it was good for me because it checked me, it changed me, and it showed me like my behavior, my attitude needed some work. And I worked on me. So later on, I went back and I told that person, thank you for blocking me because that grew me up. I don't know how many of you have ever thanked somebody for giving you tough love, but I'm grateful for the people that gave me tough love, because if you don't give people tough love, if you don't tell people, your behavior is unacceptable and I'm not going to take it, they're going to keep doing what they've always done. Okay. And that's just what it is. People will keep doing things to you, people will keep running over to you, running to you, running over you, running through you, using your money, using your body, using your mind, using your ideas, just using you, period, because you are allowing it. You're allowing them to use you. But I hear people all the time complain about, this person that doesn't treat me right. This person doesn't show up for me. This person doesn't love me. This person isn't my friend. This person, but you still keep going around them. You still keep supporting them. You still keep giving them your money. You still keep giving them your time. And it may be a time for you to just be still, for you to think about Why am I sticking around? It's very telling when you really meditate on yourself and ask yourself, why do I allow myself to be used? Why do I allow myself to be controlled? Why do I allow myself to be manipulated? Why? And you have to get underneath it and you have to peel that thing back like an onion. Why do I allow this? Do you feel like you have to? Do you feel that you can't get better? That that's all you deserve? That you have to grasp at straws and the crumbs? You always have to have the leftovers? No, speak up for yourself and tell people, I will not be the last option. I will not allow you to manipulate me, to treat me like garbage. You're not going to shelf me and ghost me and only come to me when you need money or my time. And the rest of the time you ignore me. Don't just be a person's fallback plan. Don't just be a person's bank or a person's cook or housekeeper. No, I'm not doing that. Those days are over. Even with children, you have to set boundaries. You have to teach children to be responsible, clean up after themselves. And, honestly, this is a message that some people don't want to hear, but you also have to talk to your husband, your wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. You have to speak to them and let them know, like, I'm not just here to clean up after you. I'm not just here to be your cook or your chef. No, we're not doing that in 2025. This slavery has been abolished. Free yourself from that. And until you make a choice to free yourself, you're going to continue to do those things. Okay. I'm just saying, I'm just the messenger. Yes, I am grateful for people who have checked me and corrected me when I needed it. Yes, sometimes we need a correction, right? Sometimes we need somebody to tell us, okay, we are not acting the best. I am not acting in the best way, and I need to grow up. I'm grateful for the people who checked me because I will tell you something. I was down a very slippery slope. In a very dark hole space, having fun, doing all kinds of crazy stuff, very irresponsible, just burning through money, wasting my time, being around people who are not helping with my personal growth, letting people take advantage of me, not speaking up for myself, settling for any job, any people in my life, any associate. No, do not. Yes. And it does. Receiving correction hurts in the moment, but if we receive it well, then we can better ourselves. That's the truth. We can better ourselves if we are ready for it. See, and that's something that I have to say if I'm completely honest. At the time when I was getting correction, I was not humble enough. It has to be when you're ready. Until you're ready to say, yes, I did that. Yes, I was wrong. Yes, I need to work on myself. Yes, that was not right. And apologizing with sincerity, not just apologizing because you get caught in something, because that's an easy um, cycle to be in. Just apologizing just so that you can smooth things over, but you're not going to make any changes. So don't apologize until you're ready to shift your action, because that gets very tiring for other people as well. Yes. So, we have to put some work into ourselves. That's what I wanted to say to everybody. We always have to put some work into ourselves, and it's going to change at every season. It's going to change as we age. It's going to change as people come into our life and leave our life. And I love spring. Spring is my absolute favorite time of the year because spring is a time for renewal, resetting, restoring. It's a time for healing. It's a time for growth. It's a time for change. And for anybody who needs to hear that, this spring, bring some change into your life. If there's something that you need to change, this is a perfect opportunity to change your mindset, change your focus, change the people you associate with, make healthier habits, you know, write new things. It's also time to declutter and clean. For me, spring is just like declutter, clean, remove, and start fresh. It's a time to plant those seeds, and it's time for things to start blossoming in your life. And I want you guys to all blossom. I'm always in the mode of working on myself and learning how I can be a better quality woman. And I want you all to, this is a moment if you have time for some self-reflection and some self-awareness. What are some things that I need to work on to be a better me? How can I be a better woman, or how can I be a better man? How can I be more positive? How can I be more healthy? How can I work on my purpose even more? How can I display compassion not only to others but to myself? You know, it wasn't until maybe a year and a half ago that I thought compassion applied to me. I don't know who else is like me in that, but it took me a really long time for me to come into that space of knowing that I deserve compassion. I deserve to be able to slow down. I deserve to relax. I deserve to have my own time. I deserve to take care of my mental health, my physical health, my spiritual health, my financial health, because it all goes together as part of my overall wellness and my well being. You cannot be in a good state of well being when anything is off. If you're not taking care of your finances, it's going to make something else in your life off. If you're not taking care of your spirituality, something else is going to be off. If you're not taking care of, you know, if you're not eating right, it's going to affect your body. It's going to affect your mind. You see how it all goes down, it all goes together. It's a part of you. And I can't be over here talking about take care of yourself and be your best self, and I'm not taking care of myself and being my best self. So right now I want to talk about some things that I have been doing recently. And I walk in silence. I really don't talk about things until it has actually manifest in my life and is actually happening. But I've been wanting to for a long time to get healthier, take better care of me, and exercise, but I wasn't because of my job situation. And I promised myself when my job situation shifted, I'm going to shift. So that's what I'm doing right now. And one of the things that I do on my off days or on your off days, make sure that you are giving yourself time and permission to have your solo time, to even if it's a half an hour, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, go for that walk, journal, have a time where you just sit and meditate and reaffirm it in your own mind. I love to have my solo time, and it's not just solo time, me just having a bath. Even sometimes that could be what you need, maybe a bubble bath to relax, or maybe a nap because you're exhausted. You have to fill in the space to what you need as a woman or as a man. But for me, I knew that I was not taking care of my health the best way. My health, my diet. Um, I was not going to see my doctors. I wasn't doing the things that I needed to do so I could be the best me. And, I'm working on myself. I'm working on that procrastination spirit, because I think that as a human, sometimes you just get into that mode like, I'll do it tomorrow. Okay, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it next week. And then before you know it, a year has passed and you have not even put on that exercise outfit, those sneakers. You have not gone to for a walk. You have not stepped foot in the gym. You have not drank the water that you need to drink. You have not shifted your diet. And I kind of removed the word diet from my life because I think that the way that you eat is a journey, it's a lifestyle. So um, I give myself one cheat meal now. This is what it works for me. I give myself one cheat meal, and I like to have my cheat meal on Sunday because it's when I'm with family and friends, and but that's the only day. The other 6 days, I stay on meal prepping, and it's crazy how something as simple as having a meal together that will change your body and your focus, your mind and your health. Because I don't know about you all, but if I have to make a choice on what I'm going to eat, I'm always going to choose a drive through. I'm going to grab chips. I'm going to grab cookies. I'm going to do all of the unhealthy things. So for me, when I started making better choices of, I got a few of those plastic Tupperware type of dishes and start buying my some snacks, healthy snacks, and looking at certain options. For me, learning what I needed, like what made me feel good when I eat it. And for me personally, when I eat fruit, it makes me feel good. When I have salad, it makes me feel good. When I drink water, it makes me feel good. When I have enough protein, that makes me feel good. So those are some of the things that I am doing for my health is, getting out that procrastination spirit, getting out of just going by how food tastes and how much I love it and how much I crave it, and getting more into doing what is good for me, not just what I like. And I tell you all that is so hard to change bad habits, you know. And it's always when you're having a bad moment, the first thing I want to do is, oh, I need to go get some ice cream. Oh, I need some chips. I need cookies. I want some candy. And you don't need it. No, I have to start working also on my mental strength because I've been learning, going back through my notes from therapy, that the things that we eat has everything to do with your mental strength. And when you're mentally strong, you can, no matter how much you're craving something, you can remind yourself, I deserve to be healthy. Every time I want to go get a package of cookies, or I want some chips, or I want to get cookies or ice cream, I tell myself I deserve to be healthy. I love myself. I love my body. I'm going to treat my body as a gift, and make some changes. So instead of going for those cookies, I went in the store and I picked up some lettuce, tomatoes, some other vegetables, avocado, so that I can meal prep my salads for the week. And, buying some chicken salad, tuna salad, other things that is simple, because I'm the type of person that if my food is complicated, I'm not going to make it. It has to be simple. It has to be an easy recipe for me to be able to sustain it. But that's just me personally. I'm always open to ideas about healthier options and taking care of ourselves. And I wanted to encourage somebody, some support for somebody with their um their eating, with their healthier lifestyle. Some things that has helped me with that healthier lifestyle is journaling, keeping a food journal. And I know that it sounds silly, but I noticed when I would journal, okay, when I didn't do the best thing and I went and got candy and chips, and I hit that, sluggish, like, and I was just had the brain fog, or I just wanted to take a nap. And I journal that because it reminds myself when I didn't make the best choice, look what happened to me. I didn't feel my best. I was not my best. I was just laying down. I was sluggish. I was mentally foggy. So that really has been helping me. And I remember I did that when I was first going through therapy, and I just got back into keeping a food journal. And that has been helping me so much because when we look at what we're eating, sometimes that can help us find out, like, why did I have a meltdown? Because I didn't eat a meal. Your blood sugar probably was low, or you had a lot of junk food, or you didn't eat anything at all. No, those are things that we need to do better at. We need to be taking better care of ourselves. I say that to all of us because I know every single person is busy, and I know that it can be a challenge putting a meal together and prepping. And I'm definitely a person where I just am not a breakfast person. I'm not a morning person, period. And a lot of people don't believe that about me, but I'm not. I'm not a morning person. But at the same time, I have to take care of myself in the morning. So even if you start small, that was what my dietitian was helping me to, even if you don't want to eat a big breakfast, but something small. You don't have to eat this big meal, but whatever is within what your doctor recommends for you to eat. For me, it was just a little bit of yogurt, maybe just a piece of fruit, just to put something on my stomach. And then when my stomach wakes up a little bit more, then I'll have maybe a piece of bacon, maybe a piece of ham, maybe an egg. So it depends on how my stomach is feeling. But I know that it sounds like something crazy, but when I don't eat, I I gain weight. And when I started to eat again, my weight went down. And I wanted to share that with somebody that is not eating breakfast. When I was not eating breakfast, I was heavier. And when I started eating breakfast, I feel like my body was just holding on to whatever food I ate because I didn't have a regular routine. So, talking with my dietitian, talking with my personal trainer, and, just keeping that food journal has been helping me a lot because I realized that I was starving myself a lot. And then when I would eat, of course, I'm going to eat what I'm not supposed to. I was eating junk food. I was eating everything fried. I was having lots of bread or rice or pasta. And I had to learn about complex carbohydrates and eating more grains and fruits and drinking water. And something that has helped me so much recently is learning to eat my calories and not drink them. I don't know who is like me. I definitely had a big major problem with soda and juice. I'm was never a coffee drinker. I'm not a coffee person. And if you're a coffee person, there's so many other alternatives that I can talk to you about instead of having um, coffee, other sources of having that caffeine besides coffee. But, coffee, if that's what you want, go for it. But I learned about keeping my body on a regular schedule of food and keeping that same schedule every day, even Saturday and Sunday. You should have your first meal 8 hours after you had your last one. So, um, if you had your last meal at not 8 hours, 12 hours. So, if you had your last meal at 8 p.m., you should be having your first meal of the day at 8 a.m. And then the next one should be about noon. And then you would have your dinner about 5 p.m. And when I started to get on that schedule, my stomach started trimming, my my waist is getting smaller. And I learned about complex carbohydrates to have the sweet potatoes instead of the white potatoes, to have brown bread instead of white bread if I'm going to have bread at all, to eat other healthier options, to have grilled or steamed or baked instead of fried, because I was in that mode of always having fried, everything fried. So, and you don't have to cook everything in oil. You can steam it. You can use a wok. And if you are going to fry it, try an air fryer. That's something too. Yes, change the eating. Yeah, buy a food journal. That's something that has helping me a lot with my health. Yeah, I don't drink coffee. I'm a person like, the thing that was always my problem with my weight was always that I was drinking my calories. I would have some orange juice, followed by probably a soda with lunch. I have some more juice, and then have juice again with my dinner. So I was having, and if you ever look at the back of a container of juice, and when I found out you're only supposed to have 15 carbs a day, and if you ever look at the back of the juice bottle, one glass of juice sometimes has 18 carbs. So you're already having your whole day worth of sugar in one glass of juice. Just something to think about. You know, I'm not telling you all what to do, to each his or her own, but it's just some information that I really was never paying attention to, because I think knowledge is power. It is. Knowledge is power. And a lot of times, the way I was raised, I come from a Caribbean background, and that's just what we do. I grew up eating drinking lots of, you know, pineapple juice, mango juice. And those of you who don't know that there are certain fruits that have a high content of sugar. So you also have to be careful with your fruit consumption. There are good fruits that we can eat. Of course, all fruits are good, but you have to be careful with how much of different fruits. So it's very interesting to look at, how you're eating. And there's some videos that I'm going to be making for my members, talking about certain things about dieting, and shifting my dieting routine. How I have right now, I've lost 15 pounds in the past 2 months, just by doing a few things, and I'm going to share that with the channel members. Nancy says, yes, we have to be careful about drinking our calories. It's easy to do. Yeah, I've gotten in that routine and that mode of feeling like I had to have juice, I had to have soda. And it's honestly, your body will start craving it, because that's what you're giving it. Your body gets used to having all that sugar. But it was hard for me. But I have stopped the soda. I have stopped having juice like the whole day. I like to start my day, and my dad taught me this from a very young age, to the first thing you should have when you wake up in the morning is one full glass of water. You should be having 16 ounces of water as soon as you wake up, before you do anything. Like, you wake up and you have your water. And I got out of that habit, and that's when I was much smaller. I was doing that from I was a little girl, and then I stopped it, because when you get to be an adult, you think you know better, and you start developing some bad habits. So I got back into having water first thing in the day, and then after I get ready, then I will have my hot tea, and then I'll have my yogurt, my fruit, my whatever I'm having for the day. But recently I've been getting back into having hot cereal again. I grew up having cream of wheat, oatmeal, and cornmeal porridge. It's just Jamaican. That's just what we do. And going back to that, I start seeing my weight start becoming regulated because I was training my body again to eat breakfast, to drink water, and to not have soda, juice, and all of those other things. So instead of having, I don't know, 3 to 4 glasses of juice, I only allow myself to have juice with my dinner. And the rest of the day, it's water, tea, hot tea, or just, what is those things called? Um, Man, I can't think of it. You know, those sparkling waters. I love them. It has been so good for me because it has been my water, not my water, my soda replacement. I found for myself, I love carbonation. I like carbonated drinks. I have to have something bubbly. Um, and that's been helping me to, there's lots of brands out there that will give you the taste of a soda without all of the sugar. So that's what I've been doing, to help myself. Yeah, we have to be careful. Nancy says, I only drink water and coffee most days. Once a month, I'll buy the sparkling, sugar free flavored sparkling waters, but I only buy a few, for the whole family to enjoy. Awesome. Awesome. I love that. Thank you, Nancy. And my goal is to take off another 15 pounds by the end of the summer. I'm not rushing it, but I'm trying to develop healthy habits, not only for myself, but also for my family. Yeah, I like the sparkling ice ones. I also love, what's the one brand? And they do sell them at Aldi, and I can't think of it right now, but I will put it on my community tab when I remember it, or I'll put it in the comment section when I remember it. But it just came to me. Waterloo sparkling, waters are that's my favorite brand because they have one that is the raspberry one, and the wildberry are just so good. It's like a case of 12 in there, and it's like $4 or $5, and that's what I drink instead of the sodas, and that has been helping me, a lot. Oh, you have heard of them, but you haven't tried them. Yeah, they're really good. If you ever get a chance, Miss Nancy, try the Waterloo, sparkling waters. My favorite is the wild berry one. It kind of tastes like I'm having a berry soda. It has a really good flavor, because I've tried other brands and I just don't like them. So that's one thing that I have been doing for my health. So I'm gonna put this here. I'm going to see if I can copy the link. If there is anybody who wants to, not anybody, I have to, of course, be in agreement and want you up here. But if there's anybody who has something that they want to add to this, discussion, you're welcome to hit that link and come up. I'm not welcoming crazies. If you're crazy, of course, I'm going to block you from coming up. But just giving some support to everybody and letting you know to not give up in your health, your physical health, your mental health. and just waiting if anybody comes up. If not, I'll just keep talking. But there it was something that I've been reading recently about, that there are so many people who are suffering from mental health issues. And I wanted to talk about that for a little bit, if you all don't mind. There's so many people who are suffering from mental health issues. And I I remember when I was younger, I don't remember people ever talking about mental health. I think um I think that that's something that now, because there's awareness and that people know that they don't have to suffer in silence, and that you can talk about how you feel, and you can see a therapist and all of those things, and there's other options, and you don't have to feel sad all the time. So to anybody, those, you don't have to say it in here, but I think everybody suffers from one time or another with mental health issues. And I saw something on the internet that I want to share some tips for your mental health. So I hope that this will help somebody to feel loved, to feel supported, because sometimes we may not feel um, supported and loved in our family, or with relative, or in a situation, or if you're going through something that's really stressful, you'll feel like you're alone, and you're not. Okay, you're not alone. I want somebody who feels that way to know um, that you're not alone in your stress. Um, you're not alone in feeling um, discouraged. That you can endure. So I want to talk about some tips for good mental health. Okay, this is something important. As an adult, we prioritize so many things. We prioritize supporting your family. We prioritize the job. We prioritize money. We prioritize helping other people. But are we prioritizing ourselves? So this is the number one tip: prioritize your self-care. And self-care is not just bubble baths and getting your hair and your nails and your feet done and looking nice or looking pretty or looking handsome, but it means your well-being for your mental health. Okay, prioritize yourself. And it means that you have to speak up for yourself and say, I need a break for my mental health. I need a vacation. I need a few days off. I need to sleep in sometimes. I need to not answer the phone. And especially in this digital society, this, everything is on social media. We have to give ourselves some limits on how long we stay on social media, how long we listen to different things like movies and music and all types of different things. And we have to make sure we're paying attention to what we're listening to, because not everything that we hear is good for us. Even simple things like the news. Negativity can come from the TV, from the radio, from the music, from social media. There's a lot of things. So we have to prioritize taking care of ourselves. So number one, prioritize our self-care. And we do that by saying, I matter enough to spend time by myself, spend time healing, spend time pouring into myself, spend time getting rest, and saying no when I need to. Because I know for myself, that's something that I definitely was not doing. For my mental health, I was doing everything to support everybody, but I was not doing anything to support me. Okay. So, anybody who needs to hear that, it's a good tip for your mental health to prioritize your self care, prioritize your well being, and take care of you. Number two, build strong social connections. Now, we all go through stuff, as a woman or as a man, and it does not make you weak, but you have to build some strong social connections. You have to have some friendships, some people who will love on you, people who will check on you and tell you something positive and encouraging. Because when you're going through something with your mental health, you need a friend. You need a loved one to tell you everything is going to be okay. I'm here for you. You're important. You are valid. You are necessary. You will get through this situation. And I have to say that if I didn't have good friends, with especially with some of the things that I have been going through recently in, grieving and stuff, I wouldn't be able to make it through this. So, having strong social connections, having a strong community, strong people, great loved ones, great friends, and understanding that we can't do it all. We need other people to support us, but not just everybody, people who really will pour into us. And, I had to learn for my mental health that I cannot be there for everybody. And that hurts. People get upset, people get in their feelings, they feel some type of way, but that's not our problem. It's not up to us to always be there for everybody. Every time the phone rings, every time the job wants you, every time this one wants you, and it's like everybody is pulling you to from every direction. Your relative, your friends, this person, that person. Everybody wants you, but you have to be balanced. You have to set those boundaries. You have to say no, okay? And mean it. Not just say no, and then if they say something or they question you, okay, I'll do it. You have to be firm and know who you are and say no, and I'm not going to change my mind, okay? This is something very important for your mental health. I'm not a doctor, but I just give advice. And one of the best things that I ever did in my life was seek professional help. I know that if I never went to a therapist, I would I would have been really messed up. I wouldn't be in a space of peace. And I dare say that if it wasn't for my therapist, I wouldn't have the tools necessary to continue on. Because when we go through things in our mental health or we start thinking crazy stuff, we'll be fixating on our situation and what people have done. You only think about the negatives in your life. My therapist helped me to regroup, to reset, and to really focus on me and what I need and doing things just one thing at a time, one thing at a time. Because sometimes I ask myself, like, do I have like some issue or something? Because like I'll start doing something and then I'll get distracted and start something else and I don't finish it. But it's just that I've been trying to do too much. And I want to say that to everybody. Don't stretch yourself too thin because that will affect your mental health. You can't be 100%, give 100% at your job, give 100% with friends and family, give 100% with uh, the one that you're in a relationship with, give 100% in this, give 100% of everything. Because if you give 100% to everything, what will you have for you? What will you have for yourself if you are giving it all to everyone else? Okay. So just a need for balance, and be cautious. Be cautious about who you give your time to. I know for myself, I definitely was not giving the priority where I needed to give a priority. Yeah, I know, you have to work, you need money and all of those things, but we also need to still be here. So while you work, make sure you're taking that time, especially if you have PTO, paid time off, or, take a vacation day, go relax, chill somewhere, but be unavailable. Like when you're having a day off, do not tell anybody you're taking a day off. Just take the day off and let other people. And don't let other people know that you are taking a vacation day. Hold on. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. So one of the things that is important for us to understand that we can have the issues with our mental health, and that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to take a break from life. It's okay to take a break from people and just focus in on ourselves. You know, we're humans, we're not robots. I think we need to remember that sometimes. We're not a robot. I don't have to be available for everyone. I need to be available for me. I want to say that to somebody who needs to hear that. You don't have to be available to everyone and to everything. You don't have to support everything just because somebody asks you for support. Just because somebody wants you to be there, it doesn't mean you should be there. It doesn't mean you have to go to it. If something is not right for you, you don't want to be there, then don't go. Don't just do things for clout, or you feel like you're forced into doing it, or because a person is your friend that you have to support everything that they do and you're supporting everyone. That will wear you out and wear you thin. Take it from me, because I don't talk about this that often, but I feel like it's important to say it. I had a just a breakdown. Like my body literally shut down like a robot because I was doing too much. I was working and working and working, and I just had a breakdown. I was in the hospital working, and I passed out at work. I think that was like my fifth or my sixth 12-hour shift. I was doing too much, as they call doing the most, and I was. So when that happened and I passed out, I had to say, what are you really doing? Yes, you need money, but you also need to be alive to spend it and to take care of other people. And if you're not here, how are you going to do that? So, to somebody who is working too much, if you're an overworker, overachiever, please, 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 please take care of yourself, and please drink some water. Please eat some food. Please take care of yourself so that you can be around. We're not going to be around to accomplish goals and to live life. And I know for myself, you could be so busy working and being responsible, but there's no joy in your life. And I have to say that for mental health, you have to take care of yourself. And you cannot be happy, you cannot be peaceful, you cannot have joy in your life if you don't take care of yourself. So that's just a warning message, to, yeah, you need to work, Yeah, you have things that you need to do, but everything in balance. Also make sure you're having time on your schedule for fun, for laughter, enjoyment. You know, you need to have fun. It can't just be all seriousness and work. There has to be a time for relaxation, a time to restore, to rejuvenate, a time that you have peace outside of everybody else. And that's something that a lot of people just don't get and they don't understand. Okay. Hi, Jason. How are you doing? Thank you so much. Welcome in. Um, and if you guys have not already, please hit the like. Uh, Um, there's a lot of times that we'll be so busy supporting others, but we don't support ourselves. Support yourself. And I have to say that if I'm going to be completely honest, I've enabled a lot of people in my life. I've enabled relatives. I've enabled people on the job. I've enabled people on social media. Like, I'm always there. One thing about Marlene is that I am reliable. I keep my word. When I say something, I'm going to do it. But at the same time, you have to allow other people to be reliable too. You have to delegate or other responsibilities to other people. You don't have to be the only person doing whatever it is that you do. You know, let somebody else step up to the plate so that you can sharpen, like iron sharpens iron. If you do not allow other people to handle things, you're going to be stressing out yourself, wearing yourself thin, and you will not be here. And I would hate that to happen to any of my GEMS family. It almost happened to me. I almost wasn't here about a year and a half ago. I was working too much. I was spreading myself too thin. I was saying too many yeses. Oh, yeah. You know how it goes. Somebody doesn't even ask you if you want to do something. I don't know how many of you have been volunteered to do things like with your relatives and your friends because they're always used to you always being there and supporting it. They don't even ask you, do you want to do this or do you like this or that? So that's something as well I had to learn is speaking up for myself. So if there's some conversation that you need to have, maybe you need to tell your kids or your relatives or your friends or somebody else on this day at this time I will be unreachable. I'm okay. I'm not sick. I'm not harmed. Don't you worry. I just need whatever time. I need 3 hours for myself. And in the beginning, when I first did that, my relatives and my friends were so upset because I was always available. They could always call me. They could always have me at a moment's notice. And you need to let them know. And sometimes we have to retrain people in our life and let them know I'm not always going to be available. I need to be available for me. I need to have my own time and taking care of myself. Okay. So that is a message for somebody today. Make sure you're taking care of yourself as a mom, a dad, a brother, a sister, a friend, a cousin, um, a husband, a wife, a coworker, a boss, whatever you are in people's life, whatever you are to somebody else. Make sure that you are also something to yourself. And I know that I got outside of that. Like, you're always used to being the responsible person, the mature person. You can't be serious all the time. You can't, you got to be silly sometimes. You have to have people that you can relax with. Not everybody, because some people you can never relax with. You can never let them see your vulnerable side because they cannot be trusted. You have to have people that you can relax with and be happy with and be your best self. Okay? That's a word of wisdom for somebody, you know. Give give back to yourself. Pour into your own cup. And I know I say this all the time, that how important it is for us to fill up our own cup and how important it is to take care of ourselves. But if we don't do it, who is going to do that for us? Who is going to friend us if nobody is friending us? Who is going to focus on our mental health if we don't focus in on our mental health? If we don't focus in on, like, are we wasting our money giving our money to people? Just because somebody asks you for money, it doesn't mean you have to give them. Just because a person asks for you to be there doesn't mean you have to be there. There is a word as no. And when I got introduced to no, no is so powerful. No is a powerful word. It can shift your entire life. When you start telling people, no, I'm not going to do this, no, I'm not going to do that, you know, speak up for yourself. Don't be afraid. I was definitely a person who did not like confrontation. I actually hate confrontation. I hate talking about things like that, but it's important to let people know how you feel, what you're going through, and all of that. But I honestly just wanted to tell you guys how much I support you all, how much I care for you all. And I want you all to be your best self. I want you to be your happiest self. I hope you have peace in your life and you're working on doing some things to keep peace in your life. Um, I can't speak for you all, but I know that I had a lot of negativity surrounding me. Not because I was being negative, but because people around me were negative. Sometimes your friendships, sometimes it's social media, sometimes it's the job, sometimes it's a combination of so many things why people act the way they act. Some people are attention seekers. Some people just don't know any better because that's just the way they have been their whole life. Some people are just sad. Some people have mental health or even some mental illness. It's a lot of things, reasons why people act the way they act, but you cannot let other people disrupt your peace, disrupt your joy, stop you from doing the things that you like and you want to do. Okay? It's important to love yourself. It's important to be your best self. So important. No, I wanted to say that to you all. It's so important to be happy. It's so important to be at peace. It's so important to be your own best friend. Okay? It's so important to love yourself. And we don't really hear these messages a lot on social media, but it's so important to love yourself. You know, not being haughty or conceited and thinking, I'm the best person in the whole world and nobody is better than me. I don't mean like that, but having confidence, believing in yourself, telling yourself that you're important. Okay? I always want to talk about positive self confidence. And my channel would be nothing without that. I remember when I started doing vlogs on this channel, I started off being very shy, very like intimidated, like why people looking at me and all kinds of things. And now I don't care who looks at me. Now I ask people, hey, you want to be on the vlog? Because I know my confidence has grown, and not just with vlogs in real life and in my business. and opportunity. So, to anybody who needs to hear that, challenge yourself to try something new. If there's a business pursuit that you want to go for, if there's something you want to do, yeah, have faith in yourself. Go for it. Okay. And I wish I had was able to talk to the old me, the what was it, the 2000 Marlene. I wish the 2000 Marlene could talk to the 2025 Marlene, because during that time my self-esteem was in the toilet. It really was. I was a really sad person. I didn't have much friends, even though I've always been a good friend. I've always been good to other people, but sometimes people aren't good to us. And I had to go about recognizing that I'm not a bad person because people aren't good to me. I had to understand that some people were never my friends. They were never there for me. They just wanted to use me for one reason or the other. And I had to have my own peace. I had to have my own self esteem. I had to have my own love for myself. Hmm. Yes, you got to have your own form of happiness. You know, you got to find things that you like to do outside of everybody else. And sometimes people will get so involved in making their spouse happy, making their kids happy, making their relatives happy, making everybody around them happy, but inside you're literally broken, you're literally sad, in pieces. Don't be sad, don't be in pieces. Do something to be your best, and to be happy. I want you all to be happy, okay? I want you to be happy. I want you to be your best self. I want you to have joy in your life. I do. Yeah. Everybody is different, and everybody is in different spaces in their life. Some people don't want to see you happy. Some people don't want to do anything, you know? But you're the one that has to want to do something with your life. You're the one that has to want to change your life. You have to be the one that has to want to make changes in your health by making better decisions, better health choices, being health conscious, not on just what you literally eat, not physical, just physical food, even though that's important, but also what you take in mentally. Because when you digest negatives, it will affect you on your inside. It will affect your self-esteem. It will affect your confidence. It will affect you being passionate about your life and having your goals, being goal driven instead of being people driven. I could talk about that for another hour. Being people driven, for such a long period of time in my life, I was people driven, always focused on making everybody happy, and I was so unhappy. I don't know who has ever been under that dark cloud of people pleasing this person, and you'll be doing all of the things. Everybody around you will be so happy, they'll be elated. Oh yeah, they do this for me. And it's because you don't say no. It's because you're always available, or you're always supporting, but you are never asking for support. And the only person that can change that is you. I had to change that. I had to shift it. Like, no, no more. No more being unhappy. No more being miserable. I had to say it's time to be joyful. It's time for me to try something new, get out there and look for friends and search for new people. If you don't have what you want in your life, go and find it. Doesn't have to always be people in your community. You can find some awesome people on social media. You can find great friends in books. I know some people will say that that's crazy, but I have some of my best friendships in books. Like, people don't even know some of the motivational books that I read. It brings me so much peace and brings me friendship and teaches me so many things, and it has helped me and healed me like no other. So it does not always have to be a person in real life. Sometimes just reading something gives you exactly what you need to continue on. Okay. Yeah. And I want all of you. I want all of you to have peace in your life. I really do. I want you to be your happiest. I want you to be your healthiest. I want you to go for all of your goals, and don't stop until you get where you want to get. Where you want to get, not where other people want you to get. um I don't know how many of you have ever had draining, toxic, manipulative, narcissistic people in your life, and you will just pour into them and pour into them and pour into them and give and give and give and give and give. And they still will be asking for more. They're just like leeches. They just will drain you, drain everything out of you, take everything out of you. They will never stop asking for more. So when you know that people are that way, those are the people where you're going to have to remove yourself from their presence. You're going to have to remove yourself from toxic people. You have to remove yourself from draining people, narcissistic people, because they won't change. They'll never change. As long as you keep feeding their ego, feeding them with support, feeding them with your money and your time and this and that, and supporting them until you cut it off, until you say no and you mean it, until you stop, they are going to have power over you. They will keep controlling you. They will keep making you feel miserable. They will affect your mental health. They will stop you from your focus, because it's a lot of people out there that, they'll be in your own relatives and you love them, but you cannot love them more than you love yourself. That was a lesson that I had to learn for myself. And I hope that is something that you can get from it. You can glean from it. You can harvest from it. Take what you need, right? There are going to be toxic people in our lives, and we have to make a choice to say, I love you, and you need to work on yourself. You need to see a therapist. You need to do some healing. You have some maturity that you need to do, but that's not my assignment. And I learned that that was my theme of 2024. That's not my assignment. We put ourselves in assignments sometimes. We feel like it's our assignment to fix somebody. It's our assignment to support somebody. It's our assignment to listen to this person. It's our assignment to be their friend. It's our assignment to take care of this person. And it's not. Stop giving yourself assignments. Stop giving yourself roles. Stop supporting people who don't support you. Stop being there for people who aren't there for you. Stop loving people who don't love you back. And that was like eye-opening for me. It was so hard for me to do that, to cut people off that I care for them, but I care for myself more. You cannot have more if you cannot be in a good space mentally, and you love people. And a lot of times, like, people will think, oh, you think you're better now when you cut them off. when they don't have access to you, when you're not giving them money and your time and your energy, people will get all in their feelings, and it has nothing to do with them. It has everything to do with you. I don't have any more time to waste. Don't waste your time on people that are not growing, people who are not mature, people who do not care for you, and people who do not love you back. Hey, Love and Live Show, how are you doing? Welcome. Stop wasting your time on people who do not love you back. Stop pouring into people who do not pour into you. Stop making time for people who do not make time for you. Stop giving gifts to people who will never give you a gift. Stop. Just stop. That was my theme of last year. Just stop. Okay? Stop giving, pouring, showing up, and loving people who do not do that for you. There's power in that. There's power in what you do. There is power in action. And I have said this before, and I will keep saying it, that love is an action word. No matter how much people will talk about they love you, what does that love make you do for me? Who cares about hearing the words love? And I know that I used to be so wrapped up in the word I love you. Like I needed to hear it, but that didn't have nothing to do with them. That had everything to do with me. I wanted to hear that I love you because I was not loving myself. Okay? I was not loving myself. I was not encouraging myself. I was not showing up for myself. I was giving them all my time, my energy, my power, and my support. And I was not applying that to myself. And when I started applying that power to me, that love to me, that friendship to me, that encouragement to me, I turned into being a better and happier person. My mental health improved, my health improved, my weight improved. I became a better person when I learned to be better to me. When I learned to be my own friend, I realized who truly was my friend, who truly loved me, and who truly did not. Don't be fooled by the phonies. Don't be fooled by the people who are wearing masks, because people are classic narcissists. They will play in your face. They will tell you all the nice and sweet things so that they can control you, use you, get your money, get your time, get your ideas and your thoughts. And then when you're no longer serving a purpose, they will drop you. Love and Live Show, that's how I live. I can't waste my time with people who want to tear me down. I can only be around uplifting folks. Yes. If it's not positive, I don't want to hear it. If it's not motivating, I don't want to hear it. If you're not saying, this is what I'm doing, see, I need to see people in action, not just talking about, because sometimes you'll have people in your life and they're always talking about, oh, I'm about to do this. Or if you live in the South, I'm fixing to do this, I'm fixing to do that. And they've been talking about they're fixing to do this for years and they don't do it. They never pull the trigger, they never go for it. It's all talk and no action. And you don't need those people in your life if they are not acting on what they're saying. For me, I'd rather somebody just not say anything than to always be talking about what they're doing. And I had to learn too about myself is to stop complaining. And you can get really easily wrapped up in being a complainer. Hey, how are you doing? Welcome. How's everybody doing? Thank you guys so much for being in the chat. If you have not already, please hit the like. Hey, Can't Stop. How are you doing? Welcome in. Happy Monday. Happy new week. Yeah, it's true. I'm just at a point, I'm at a space in my life where I don't have time for foolishness. I don't have time for drama. I don't have time for negativity. It's like what they call at my big age. I'm at a big age where I don't have time. I'm not going to explain myself, how I choose to look, how I choose to dress, what I'm doing in my life, who I surround myself. I'm not going to explain myself to somebody. And I always say, if you don't like the people I surround myself with, that's a you problem and not a me problem. It's like people want you to start your life over again, or wait for them to do something, or for them to have, for you to have their approval. I think that's wild. Like, I don't need your permission to live. I don't need your permission to exist or to do things. I believe every single person has the capacity for greatness. Every single person has the capacity for greatness, but a lot of people have not gotten the support and the encouragement that they need. And all they need is somebody on their side. And that's what I do when I do my coaching. So it's just sometimes people just need that somebody clapping for them and telling them, you can go for it. You can do it. I believe in you. And I hope to give that to more people. Be confident, believe in yourself, and everything that you have done from years ago. As we get older, you got to come off of that. I had to, like, stop eating like I was 20. I had to stop having the friends that I had when I was 20, because if you don't see those people, those said people, making changes, like, you shouldn't be doing what you did when you were 20. It's nothing against nobody. You shouldn't be drinking, smoking, pop locking, doing all of this stuff that you did, getting wild and rowdy. That's the things for your early teens to your 20s. Now when you step into the next phase of your life, 30s, 40s, 50s and up, now it's time for you to change and be a role model. Now it's time for you to, look, dress modestly. You need to show the young people, I'm fully grown now, and I don't need to show everything to look beautiful. I want to be a role model and advocate for that too. You can be fully clothed, and for people to look at the message, you can still look beautiful. You can be intelligent without everybody having to see everything, seeing a cleavage, or everything, or showing everything off. But that is, I feel like that's my assignment. My assignment is to teach, to heal, to support, and to encourage. And I don't have any problem saying that, because I came from a space where I didn't get encouragement. I didn't get positivity. I didn't get people clapping for me. And it still has not happened for me. I still don't get that from the people who are in my life, because they've been saying, you're wasting your time with YouTube. Oh, who's going to want to get coaching from you? I've got all of that stuff, but I don't need anybody's validation. I validate me. God validates me. My great friends validate me. And they're the ones, you just got to leave people behind. You really do. You have to leave people behind that are negative. Love and Live shows us, it's funny. I can be around people that I can't stand, and I don't have any negative emotions towards them, as I don't care about them. Yet, yes, I'm still very pleasant around them. It's been amazing. Yes, I don't have to get along with everybody, but one thing that we can all do, we're grown people, we can be respectful. Respect other people. you know you can have a difference of opinion, but there's some people that feel like, if you don't agree with them, you're wrong. No, is what my auntie say, is many ways to skin a cat. It's different ways to get to your destination. It's different paths to your peace and your joy in life. We don't always have to agree with one another, but we can respect each other. We can learn from each other. We can grow with each other. And I always say, if people would learn how to agree to disagree. I don't agree with what you're saying, but I can say, this one is good at this and this one is good at that. I'm learning I feel like God is opening my eyes to say, you know, lead by example. Some people don't believe what you're saying, but when you do it, when you elevate, when you grow, when you get things, now people can say, I'm not just talking the talk, I'm walking the walk. And that may be what you have to do, because unfortunately sometimes people have never been introduced to a friend or love or happiness or peace, and you may have to show them by your example. Yeah, I'm peaceful over here. I don't mean no ill harm. I'm not trying to come at you. I'm not making fun of you. There's no ill intent. There's no meanness. There's no drama. I don't hate nobody. I don't have nothing mean in my heart. I only want for people to be their happiest and to have peace. That's all. I want people to love themselves. I want people to go for their goals. I want people to find fulfillment, have positive self esteem, and not take abuse of any form, physical, emotional, verbal, not none of it. You know, I had to learn that. That's not something I grew up in. I grew up in dysfunction. I grew up in, if you don't like something, ignore it, push it to the back of the closet, but don't work on it. Communicate. What is that? I didn't grow up that way, but I learned. I've grown. I've matured. I've healed. I've been taught. You know, this life is a lesson if you are paying attention. If you are paying attention, you can learn something, you can grow, you can elevate, and you can be a better woman or be a better man, or you can stay miserable. Or you can stay miserable. See, that's a choice. And that part I didn't understand. And a lot of people don't understand. You have to make a choice whether you want to be happy or you want to be miserable. You have to make a choice if you want to be fearful or face your fear. You have to make a choice if you're going to be intentional or make excuses. Are you going to be a procrastinator or are you going to be active? Are you going to face your fears or are you going to run from them? Are you going to listen to people or are you going to listen to yourself? Are you going to let God guide your heart? Let God take the wheel. Sometimes there are some things that I'm scared of to death of doing. Like when I first time I went to therapy, it was a natural for me. Talk about your feelings. Like what? I don't know you. You don't know me. But then when I started learning that everybody doesn't have ill intent, some people actually want to help you. And that may be new for some people. Yeah, you can't trust everybody. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you can't think everybody has bad motives. You just keep your eye open, keep your ears open, pay attention to people's energy, and you just move accordingly. Like realist one here always says, act accordingly, slide accordingly. You have to treat people according to the way they treat you. Okay. There are some people that they will never act right. So those are the people you leave them alone. Okay. You got to leave those people alone. They'll never grow up. They'll never grow. They'll never be peaceful. They'll never have joy. Never. But you're the one that has to make that choice. Okay. You're the one that has to make the choice. So it's all about choices in this life. It's all about peace. It's all about loving yourself. It's nothing but positivity over here. Positivity, learning, growing, being our best, having joy. And I want you all to know I'm here. I'm supporting, even if it's in the background. There's a lot of people that I rock with in this YouTube space. And I'll run you on my TV, on my tablet, on my phone, while I'm working, while I'm coaching, while I'm, going to a 9 to 5, because I believe in working the plan until the plan becomes your vision. You know, if there's something that you want to do, go for it. It doesn't matter how old you are. I don't care if you're 90 something years old. It's never too old. You're never too old. I had a story recently that I read and it encouraged me. And it was a 90-year-old lady, and she wanted her high school diploma. She dropped out of school when she had her kid and got married, and life happens and work and blah blah blah. She became a grandmother, great grandmother, and she said, you know what, before I die, I want to have my high school diploma. And she did it. People say, oh, why, what does it matter? Because it was for her. So I want to leave this as my inspirational message. You're never too old to learn something. You're never too old to grow. You're never too old to improve, to be better. Don't let anybody talk about whatever you did in the past, who you were, what you did. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody does wrong things. But it's you have to let that go, and you have to forgive yourself and step into that today and live in your present. Live in your present moment, because that's what's important. Okay. I'm sending you guys positivity, positive energy, motivation, and inspiration for this week. As you navigate this week and move through it, be encouraged. Encourage yourself. Believe in yourself and have confidence. I can get through this. I believe in myself. I love myself. I can do better. I can do my best. I'm valid. I'm important. And I can try over and over again until I win. Over and over again until I thrive. Over and over again until I succeed. See, we're successful, Gems. I'm successful. You're successful. There's nothing that you can't do. If there's something you want to do health wise, you want to work on your health, you want to lose some weight, you want to start a business, you want to get married, you want to have children, you want to travel the world, you want to open your own um, firm, you want to, whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you want to do, you can do it. Hi, Chill Will Crew. How are you doing? Welcome. Make sure you guys hit the like on coming in. Make sure if you want to do something in your life that you go for it. If there's something that you want to do, don't listen to the people who don't support you, because that will get you discouraged. And I have to tell you, like, talking about it, it still hurts me. But sometimes you want to do something in your life, you have this goal, you have something on your heart, and you're saying, I want this and I think it will be successful. And then you'll have this naysayer, this hater, and they will tell you all of these things. Thank you so much, Laura. You'll have all of these people that will come out of the woodworks, the haters, saying all of this stuff about you. It won't work. That's stupid and all kinds of stuff. Don't listen to them. They want to break you. They don't want you to win. They don't want you to be successful. Some people don't want you to do better than them. They don't want you to learn. They don't want you to grow. They don't want you to have the spotlight. They don't want you to shine because of your power, because of your light. Okay. People don't like a bright light. People want you to be in the darkness. They want you to be complaining and miserable. Always, realist one. Always. Respect. Yes. All things, chill will. All things. So, you know, I just want to pour into you on this Monday as you start your week. I want to give you a positive message and encourage every single one of you. Do not let haters, naysayers, drama people, and even ourselves, because we can be our own worst critic. We can put our own self down. Do not put your own self down this week. Rest, restore, relax, but don't give up. Giving up is not an option. And don't let people who are looking at you, sizing you up and down, telling you it won't work and that's stupid and I tried it. Well, you're not me. You don't have my fire. You don't have my drive. You don't have my personality. You don't have my backstory. Don't let anybody write your story. Be the author of your life. Go out there and be successful. Go out there and win. Go out there and live your best life. It's all up to you. You know, every day I wake up, that's what I say to myself. Today is going to be a great day because I choose it. So choose the better portion, choose peace, choose positivity, choose light, choose to win. Okay. Because everybody else is taken. Don't try to be like anybody else. And especially on social media, there's so much people who they try to do the same type of topics, the same type of this, same type of that. Everybody's dressing alike. It becomes overwhelming sometimes. But I wanted to come in and to say, celebrate your individuality. Be you. And shout out to all my content creators in this red app space trying to win. You can get it. You can do it, but you got to give them you. Put your sauce on it. Put your sauce on it. Nobody has your story. Nobody has your drive, your determination. Use it. Be your best self. Be confident. Go for it and don't listen to nobody else. Okay? Don't listen to nobody else. Listen to that inner voice, and it's saying you're successful. It's saying that you're a winner. Okay? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you. I had to do this live earlier because I'm about to go out. So the other live that you see coming up in like 2 or 3 minutes, I'm going to delete that. So thank you guys for tuning in. Shout out to all of my mods. Shout out to the channel members. Lara, Leticia's Third Eye Point of View, Boss Life Online, Miss Nexie, Serious as a Virgo from Georgia, Sonia, and there's one more person. Oh, Dave's Adventures, Boss Life Online. I got everybody. Yep. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a great week ahead. Keep your head up and be positive. This is Life with Marlene, your Florida vlogger, and I will see you all back tomorrow for the premiere at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you guys then. Bye-bye. Have a great week.